It's Louise, the Big Head Bookworm. Lovely to see you. Hope you're all well. Hope you're having a good day, wherever it is you are and whatever it is you're doing. Hello, hello. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much, Booktube. Thank you so much. You opened the door wide. That's what happened. And you gave me the biggest and loveliest welcome. Thank you so much. It was just glorious. I can't tell you how needed that was this week. It's been a tough old week, and the messages and the comments both on YouTube and on Instagram and the likes and the views, etc. Just, it's been amazing. It's been utterly amazing. So thank you to each and every person that watched it and liked it, and then the ones that commented, oh my, just amazing. Thank you so much. Every single message has been read, and I shall be replying to you in good time, because it's been amazing. Thank you so much. It has made me feel that I have come back home. I've come back to a place where people have said, we knew you were coming back. We kept your seat just here. Come and sit down and tell us about books. So yes, I shall do that. So I will have to briefly become a bit more serious and say it's been a tough week, because we had to have the really, the terrible moment of being a cat owner, where you have to make that horrible decision because one of your cats is not going to make it, and we had to say goodbye and farewell to our beautiful Molly. And it has been awful. It's been awful in many ways. I think it's also been awful because it's the first time that my child has really, really lost that pet that I think we all have had. If you have pets as a child, there's one that you really bond with and is yours, and that you have a special relationship with, and that has been heartbreaking. That has been utterly heartbreaking. So not only have I had to deal with and hold my grief, I've had to deal with that as well, and it's made us all feel very flat. But your love, the love that comes through, has been amazing and has held me so tight this week. I so needed. Thank you so much. And I would just like to say to anybody else that's going through that kind of tough time at the moment, it's astounding how fresh grief is each time. You think, I've lost I've had the beautiful misfortune of loving a lot of people who are no longer with us, and I've lost both my parents, who I was close with, both of them. I've also, I've lost, quite a few family members and friends. It's a beautiful misfortune because I've had the beautiful relationship with them before, and there has been love and comfort, and then I've had to say goodbye. And grief is just new every time. You think, oh, I've got this, I've got this, I've got a handle on that. I know what to do, and you can reel out the platitudes, but it just knocks you sideways again. It's fresh every time. The waves just keep on pulling you under. So yeah, we've gone through that this week. It's been a tricky one. No word of a lie. However, there are always, beautiful sunshine coming through the clouds, and we're looking at that and remembering how much love Molly brought to us and the really good points about that. And our other cat, Indy, so as I said, we had two cats that were going through it at the same time. Cross everything, touch all bits of wood. He is looking like he is getting better. It's going to be slow. I think I had hoped that it would be quicker, but it's going to be slow. We've got to be really gentle with him. We've got to, not kind of rush and say he's better. We've got to kind of understand that it's going to take a little bit of time. He's got something called FIP, which is a very nasty virus that kind of can reassert, you catch it when you're a kitten, if you're a kitten. You can catch it when you're a kitten, and it can present when you're older. And it used to be that if it presented, it was fatal. You were a goner. But they have now got a treatment for it. It's expensive. Oh, my word. Been a lot of those conversations as well this week. So it is quite a heavy load on their body. And cats, I have discovered this week, have zero resilience. They can, by the time you know they're ill, they're really ill. It's like, could you not have told me like a week earlier? By the time you know they're ill, they're like really ill. So we've gone through all of that this week. Yeah. Exciting times. However, that's by and by, and we're now 6 minutes in, and I'm going to talk about books. And looking back on it, you could all hear me because I've got my super cool microphone. I saw the other day, I was watching a video and somebody had it on their collar, and I'm thinking, should I have it on my collar? I don't know. It's fine, isn't it? You can hear me okay. That's the main thing. So what have I been reading? Friday Reads, I'm going to talk about a few books that I'm not actually going to talk about the books that I'm reading with my eyes, because I'm going to do a different video for that, because it's actually coming in a series of books that I have been reading and I would like to talk to you about. The book I have listened to audio wise is a book I read about 4 years ago and then found out it was available on Audible by narrated by one of the narrators that I really enjoy listening to, because I think if you really get into somebody's audio, is that added element, and it becomes yet another kind of reason to listen to, and another comfort layered on top of the actual story. So when I saw that narrator was doing this book, I downloaded that and I've listened to that in a matter of days because it's been so comforting at the moment, and I've just started another one. So I've got that. I've got some new to me books, not new books. And I've also got I did another little world of books, 4 for 3, which came today. So I thought, well, I'll open it with you. So I'll put that there because I'm going to open that with you because I thought, I'm that kind of girl, always buying books. And quite a few people did agree that we have two hobbies: reading, buying books. And they are in fact distinct hobbies. So I have bought some more books, but I'm going to read them. And so I'll show you those. If that's okay. Right. So Friday Reads. What I have been listening to is Miss Silver Comes to Stay. Yes, by Patricia Wentworth. This is a Miss Silver mystery. Miss Silver is a lady detective. She was a governess, and she somehow managed to get into detecting. She's done well for herself. She's such a lovely character. She is such a lovely character. She's mild. She has this funny little cough. They are now so it says here Patricia Wentworth was as popular in the 1940s as Agatha Christie and Dorothy L. Sayers, and Miss Silver, a contemporary of Miss Marple, was her finest creation. And I agree. So when was it actually written? It was first 1951 this was, so this is one of the later ones. They are beautiful. There are some that are from the 1930s. They're just beautiful. They're such little time capsules, I feel. I feel you will understand more about the time and the society when you read a book from that period. And these are essentially little slices of a kind of rich life. So there tend to be people with money. There's that kind of country house, wealthy person in the village. That's it. It's the in the village, in the little English village, the family that has the big house and their contemporaries, and then the people that work for them, and the tradesmen and the community that exists in this little English village. This is a perfect example of that. It's a really, it's a lovely mystery. There tends to be with Patricia Wentworth's Miss Silver mysteries, there tends to be a little romance, and it is a little romance, heartfelt. And what always catches me is they're not always the young people. So it's not always the romance isn't always two 20-year-olds or a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old. At this period, it was common for people to be getting married of 20, 21, 22. If you were 28, you were like, whew, you know, come on, get a shimmy on. The romances can feature somebody in their 40s or in their 50s. I like that. I like the fact it isn't remarked upon. It's understood that people in their 40s and 50s can fall in love and start a relationship. It's lovely. It really is. It's a lovely slice of society with a mystery in it. I would say the good people tend to come out and the bad ones tend to get their comeuppance. They do in this one. It's glorious in this one. I, having read this, completely forgot who it was that had done it, and was like as surprised as the first time I'd read it, which was even better. So yeah, so the narrator on Audible is Diana Bishop. She isn't to everybody's taste. She's not tremendously expressive. I think that's what I like, because it seems to match the books. She seems to let the story just be there without overplaying it. I'm not overly thrilled with people, with narrators that kind of live the part, that you can kind of feel them acting. It's not my kind of thing. I quite like somebody that allows the book to sing, and I think she lets the story. They're quietish, cozy mysteries. They're just lovely. They really are lovely, and I do recommend. Not enough people read Patricia Wentworth. If you like Agatha Christie, I highly recommend a Patricia Wentworth, and this is a very nice one to start with. So yeah. So I've not told you what actually happens in it, have I? When he was 21, James Lessiter told Rietta Cray that he loved her before all things. Catherine Lee's heart was broken, and she never quite forgave either of them, but James had a side to him that most people did not see. When the engagement was broken off, no one was sure why, but Rietta refused to explain. 20 years later, James returns to the village, an extremely wealthy man. Rietta is still unmarried, and Catherine is a penniless widow living in a cottage on the Lessiter estate. Trouble is inevitable. It is. There's a character in this that I really disliked. And there quite often is in Patricia Wentworth a character that gets under my skin, that gets my goat, that irritates me, gets right on my nose to my sinuses. Yeah. So there was a character in this that I was like, oh, you're a wrong 'un, you are. I loved it. So I listened to that this week. That was my one this week. When I found that one, I actually found that there was a second one that I had read again about 4 years ago. I went on a right Patricia Wentworth kick 4 years ago. I read quite a few and I listened to a lot. This was one of the ones that I read, and I found it was available on Audible. And whether I knew that at the time and didn't get it because I had the hard copy, that could well have been the case. Is that what happened 4 years ago? It could well have been. However, this is the one that I have just started listening to today, and it is Adriana Ford, a former actress, has always enjoyed being the focus of attention. That is until the focus seems to be centred on hastening her death. That's all I think you need to know. Miss Silver is great and is in this as well. She was born in India, Patricia Wentworth, and after writing several romances, turned her hand to crime. She wrote dozens of best-selling mysteries and was recognised as one of the mistresses of classic crime. She died in 1961. I didn't realise she actually died quite that long ago. This one came out in 1956, and it does reference it being post-war. They have fabulous covers as well. Look at that. She's a one, isn't she? I actually know which character she's supposed to be. There is one thing, though, about Patricia Wentworth, and I will have to say this. A lot of the characters that she liked will have grey eyes. So I wonder whether Patricia had grey eyes. And it made me think today that I actually don't know if I know anybody with grey eyes. I'm like, was that more common in the 40s and 50s? Do you know anybody with grey eyes? Oh, just an aside. Just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, anyway. So that's what I've read, and that's what I'm listening to at the moment. About 6-7 hours long. Very similar time to an Agatha Christie. So if that's the kind of audiobook that you like, or the books that you like, I quite like an Agatha because they're not too long. You know, you like a nice big thick book, but also there are times that you just want to. You just want a snack. You don't want to feast. You want a snack. Feast for the mind, perhaps, but nothing more. These books are new to me, but not new. So one of the things that I wanted to show you was some of the books that I have got recently from Vinted. Yes, the second-hand marketplace that's not eBay. I don't know. Am I allowed to say these names? I'm saying these names. Vinted, if you want to sponsor me, that would be great. So these are the ones I've got. I've been looking at, as you know, right, okay, settle down. As you know, I collect a particular type of Agatha Christie novel, which is the Fontana edition from the 1980s. Late 70s, early 80s. There was a little period of time, there was a particular type of cover that was totally the cut of my jib. Adored. 100% adored. Looks cutesy, and then you realise it's actually quite gruesome. Perfect. There are some Fontanas beforehand from the 60s and 70s, which are even more grisly. And I'm amassing quite a few of those in my attempt to get the Fontanas that I like, because it will be labelled as a Fontana, and then I'll buy it, and then I'll find out it's not the cover art that I want, but I can't get rid of it because it's still gorgeous. So I will show you in another video my current obsessions regarding Agatha. I have got such a collection of Agatha Christie's now, and it is just, completely distracted. I think we must have a swallow nest just up here, because the swallows keep coming, and they look like they're coming at me, and then they're veering. So I reckon there must be, I'm sure they're swallows, a swallow nest up there. How brilliant is that? So if you can see me going, that is one, because the bird's kind of coming at me and then it veers. We've also got the most beautiful pigeons in our garden. They are so pretty, so pretty. It was two of them, but the third one has come along, and I think the third one fancies one of the other pigeons, and the two pigeons are like, none of that going on. But it's not stopping the third one for having a bit of a, doing a bit of fancy dancing to try and get the ladies. The other two are like looking at him like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You look ridiculous. You look ridiculous. Stop it. It's great. It's great fun. Oh, there it goes. Definitely got a nest. Either building a nest or getting a nest, because they're coming in. Anyway, sorry, distracted. Squirrel. So yeah, so I've been amassing this collection of Fontanas. Adore them. And then I've been getting these 60s and 70s covers, which are even more gruesome. I'll show you those. Collar Dove's now just gone above me. It's quite the activity out there at the moment. And then I know I've been looking on Vinted because I've been selling some clothes and selling bits and pieces on Vinted. I've sold some yarn on Vinted. I did actually sell one blanket, a crochet blanket on Vinted. I've been looking, and I managed to, because I was looking for Fontana's, Agatha Christie Fontana editions on Vinted, because they every so often they come up, and I'm like scrolling through it, and I saw these, and I do like the cover design, and they were £1. Each of these was £1, postage on top of it, so it is not £1, but fantastic value for almost new books. And I do believe these editions are, oh no, they're not that new. Well, for some reason I thought they were much newer than they actually are. I've obviously not been paying attention, which is possible. Yeah, no, these are not the new ones. Well, they're relatively new. They're from like 2016. 10 years ago. How's that 10 years ago? Does anybody else have that? That 1990 is 20 years ago. I mean, I know it's not, but in my head it is. No? Nobody else have that? I do, honestly. 1990 was 10 years, was 20 years ago. Go on, 20 years ago. And then the 2000, that was 10 years ago, wasn't it? And then when you say 2016, and that's 10 years ago. How is that? Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so I've been picking up these if I've spotted them. If they're in good condition, I like the cover and they're £1. Those are my stipulations. So I've got that one, Death on the Nile. I mean, it's such a famous one, isn't it? Is that not beautiful? Nice black spine. Says Poirot on it, in case I needed to know. Why they do that, I don't know. I've got that. So I've got Death on the Nile. Chivy over. Come on, there we are. So I've got Death on the Nile. I got Adventure of the Christmas Pudding. Is this one I would have chosen? I don't know, but I still thought that cover art was delightful. Oh, see, this is a good one. The ABC Murders. This has got a little bit of stuff at the bottom. And I do think this one might have been read. This has got a bit of a cracked spine. The other two, I don't think anybody's read those. I think this one may have been read. Again, to be honest, it's the cover design. I'm a sucker for a cover design. And no quotes. Hurrah! Quotes on the back. You can ignore those. No quotes. Oh, delightful. Delightful. Maybe we're moving back to that. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if we moved back? If I had my way, there would have been no quotes on covers. You have them on the back, not on the front. Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Get in. I mean, what a book anyway. I must have at least 4 editions of this book of various types. Oh, get in, look at that. Gorge. No. If somebody has read it, they've read it very carefully, and I do love them. Again, I think the black is a little bit susceptible to being worn, but your girl's not too worried about that. So I'm going to collect those. Again, the husband's going to be watching this going, do we need any more Agatha Christie's? And the answer is yes. This was Sleeping Murder. So I don't know whether the Poirots are just black and maybe the Marples are red. I haven't seen any other Marples. Let's have a look, see when this was published. Yeah, 2016. It's a little worn. It's a little kind of jaded, I would say. But I picked it up. So, yeah, again, they're all £1. Again, I had to pay postage. Postage is around £2. So for £3, I've got brand new editions, books that I really love. So, yeah.
Yeah. When I think about it, does it make sense? Not really. Am I going to stop doing it? No, I'm not. So, yeah. So there. And be done with it. Shall we? Let's do this. So this is from World of Books. Does it say anything on there? It says it's carbon neutral. It says the feel-good place to buy books. So, yeah. All the books. As you can see, I've covered my address. I don't know if they ship worldwide. Book Depository has gone by the wayside, hasn't it? That's no longer. Maybe World of Books is taking over from it. Seems to be putting books in a bag and then another bag. I wasn't expecting the second bag. Excellent. I've actually got one book. No. I'm hoping this is... There we go. Oh! I've only got 3. Where's the 4? There must be another parcel due to come. There must be another parcel. Oh, actually, that makes sense now. Did say one... There was a parcel tomorrow. Parcel tomorrow. Okay. Here we go. Oh my gosh, these look like a right mismatch of books. Here we go. So, this was recommended in the comments. And I can't remember. I do apologise. I have written your name down and then I've left that somewhere else. Darn it, Barnett. Oh, it looks good. I think, if it is a second-hand copy, it's been used by one careful reader. How cool is this? So it's Sally Smith, A Case of Mice and Murder. A dead judge, a lawyer turned sleuth. Murder is such a trial. And it was recommended because of my disappointment with the Judge Rinder book. Apparently he did do Strictly. Thank you very much. Somebody in the comments, the chat was just top work. Let's crowdsource the information that I actually should have already known. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? So Sally Smith, a delight from the first page to last. Sunday Times. Stop putting quotes on the front. I loved it. S.J. Bennett, ringing the bell. So yeah, here we go. So this is when Barrister Gabriel Ward is the Gabriel Ward series. This is the first one. That's what it said. This is the first one. Please tell me if this is not the first one, because this is the one I'm going to do. Steps out of his rooms on a sunny morning in 1901. Oh, that was it. Courtroom, turn of the century. Last century. Oh, we all know that that's when the best books are set. His mind is so full of his latest case that he nearly doesn't notice the body of the Lord Chief Justice of England on his doorstep. But even he can't fail to notice the silver carving knife sticking out of the judge's chest. In the ancient courtyards of London's Inner Temple, which is it's a really good place to go, actually, and have a mooch around, murder has been confined to the casebook for centuries until now. Yeah! So it's a whodunit. This is the first. Please tell me it's the first of several. Beginning of a series. Yes, it is the first one. A delicious gaslit murder. I loved it. I'll let you know. First book. Second book. So I had read A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, and I enjoyed it. I said that I reckon there were 3. It was going to be a 3 series of 3, and it is a series of 3, and I have ordered the other 2. Do I know if this is the second one or the third one? No. This looks like it's the third one, and it's A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire. The other book that I've got coming is A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. So that will be the second one. This is the third one. So I won't be picking this one up straight away. But it's kind of werewolf. Ben Rosenwood is happy with his life, 100%. Everything is fine. His business is thriving. His anxiety disorder is, well, it's been better. As for romance, who has the time? So, yeah, it's going to be a witchy cosy romance with a little bit of spice. I would imagine there will be shenanigans. There will be a bit of sauce. However, not too much. So, yeah, that's the second one, which I'll be putting to one side because I'm going to read the second one. That's the second book I've got, but I need to read the second book of the series. Welcome back. Welcome back. I look different because it is in fact a different day. It is in fact the following day because I happily continued recording. I recorded the whole video, the whole of Friday Reads, and my microphone, not just this bit, but that bit that's on there, stopped working. I did not know it stopped working, and actually now I'm seeing there is a little symbol. I'm now working out what that little symbol means. That little symbol means that you're working hair off the microphone. Hair off the microphone. So yeah, so I was mid-flow, mid-chat about books, giving it all I was. And the battery went and I suddenly became a mime artist. That was annoying. It was great. It's great. If only you could have heard what I was saying. It was brilliant. It was the best 10 minutes of Booktube you have ever heard. Okay, I'm overplaying it. It wasn't the best. What was that? Is that inside the window or outside? I think that's a spider in. I am as distracted today. Yeah, so I'm having to record the end of the video. Otherwise, you have to go for 10 minutes trying to work out what I'm saying. You would never get it. Or I then, then what happened was I charged that back up, that bit, the receiver bit, chose a different microphone, this bit, and then this stopped working halfway through. So not only did the microphone stop working once, it stopped working a second time. And by that point, I'd had enough because I just needed to charge everything. I think this is the thing, isn't it? Now I understand why people go, oh, it's flashing. Oh, it stopped working. Because if you don't notice it, then you witter away, or I witter away and don't realise it. Anyway, I think if I remember rightly, so it's actually Thursday now, the day after. I've just come home from work. So if I'm looking tired, it's because I am tired. I've just come home from work. However, let's finish off our Booktube and talk about books. Yes. And Indy's doing really well today. So I can give you an update on Indy. He's doing really well. And also I forgot to give you an update on the husband. So maybe it was a good thing that it happened. Probably not. A good thing, a few people said, I hope he's doing okay. He is doing really well. He's doing really well with the cancer and what have you. Doing very, very well indeed. So yeah, we're all good in that way. So I'd opened up my World of Books parcel and I'd got this one. A Case of Mice and Murder. I've got this one, A Werewolf's Guide to Seducing a Vampire, which is the third in the series. And I have had the last book, which is, I'm hoping, it will be the second in that series. And let us open up this. And I've forgotten that it does rustle, doesn't it? And a lot of people don't like that. Close your ears if you don't like the rustling. Oh, this is a bit. I did wonder whether it's going to be another 2-bag. You know, yesterday it was a 2-bag thing. I don't think this is. No, just the 1 bag. Ah, disappointing. It's obviously not as important. It's only got the... Oh, this is a library edition. It's got the plastic cover on it. Oh, this has been well read. Leeds Libraries Discarded. Oh, quite a few people read this in Leeds, it looks like. So this is the second in the series, in the trilogy. A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch. So that's the one.
So yes, Ali Hazelwood says it's whimsically sexy, charmingly romantic, and magically hilarious. Look, no quotes, no quotes, no quotes. I'm manifesting it that we don't get quotes. So there we are. So they're the two. Nice colours, aren't they? Quite summery. Yes, so I've just got the last one that I hauled yesterday, and it did make me laugh. You missed me laughing a lot, because when I actually unboxed it and actually looked at it, there was a part of me that wondered why on earth I have ordered this, and that I think it may be an error of judgment. However, maybe an error of judgment in both people wanting to know what the book's like and an error of judgment of me getting this, because I remember reading this years ago. It's a book that my dad liked, or my mum liked, and I remember reading it either late 80s or early 90s. So that shows you how long ago it is. This book came out in 1986, and I'm now thinking it's never going to live up to what I remember it to be. Are you ready? Are you ready? You will never guess what this is. It's a Sidney Sheldon. It's If Tomorrow Comes. I love a thriller. We know I love a thriller. I like spy stuff. I like espionage. I like heists. I do like those kind of books, and this is that kind of book. I'm now like, oh my God, why have I bought this? Now, it could be great. It could be a book that I go still stands the test of time, that Sidney wrote a cracker, and we should all still appreciate Sidney's plotting. I wonder whether the sexual politics are going to be that ropey that I can't read it for cringing. It might not be. It might be good. It might be bad. It might be good. Oh, why? I remember it though, and for some reason I was thinking about it, and I thought, but I'll see whether that's available on the World of Books, and it was, and yeah, and I bought it. So it's a fast-paced tale of jet-set skullduggery, said the New York Times. Well, if that doesn't make your pulse race, I don't know what would. So, enter a world of dazzling beauty and deadly revenge. Tracy Whitney was on top of the world, beautiful and intelligent. She's about to marry into wealth and glamour until she finds herself in prison, framed by a ruthless mafia gang. So no part of this does it sound reasonable. It's not realistic in any way, okay? We have left behind any realism. Sidney just let his mind go, and he just imagined craziness, determined to avenge herself on those that have destroyed her life. Who doesn't like that? Tracy, God girl, plays for the highest stakes in a deadly game, a game that takes her from New Orleans to London, Paris and Madrid. That, when I read this, would have seemed so exotic and so romantic. New Orleans to London, Paris and Madrid. Travelling Europe. That would have been, I'd have thought, whew. Only a man can challenge her, the handsome, persuasive and daring Jeff Stevens. I like that. I like the fact he's called Jeff Stevens. Sidney really reached at that point, didn't he? Yes, and only one man can stop her, an evil genius whose only hope of salvation is in Tracy's destruction. The Scotsman reined in the praise and just said, terrific stuff. I mean, they could have been saying anything, couldn't they? They could have been saying the cover art was terrific stuff. That's all it says. Terrific stuff. The Scotsman. Yeah. I do remember reading quite a lot of Sidney Sheldon's at one point, and The Other Side of Midnight, that's ringing a bell. Sands of Time. Memories of Midnight. It's quite a lot to do with midnight and time. Morning, noon and night. I'm sensing a theme. Yeah. This is good, but why? Oh, there we go. The swallow's just coming. Oh, yeah, I'm going to give it a go. It is a chunky one. It's 500 pages, but gloriously big print. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the sexual politics could be dodgy. But, oh my word, that was the last book. That was the last book. Yesterday, I was both pleased and horrified with my choice. I still feel that a little bit. There's part of me is like, oh, is this going to be a good idea? It could be. It could be a real kind of fun read, and I enjoy it. Or it could be a terrible idea. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, friends. So here we go. I can do the lovely. It's quite a big stack now. Ooh! After a full day at work, I'm not sure I've got the strength. Not sure I've got the muscles to do this. This is asking too much. Somebody said in the comments, am I still working? Amanda, I think it was. Amanda, I think it was you, asked me if I was still working for the NHS. Yes. Same hospital, actually. I worked cross-site for a while, and I'm just in the one hospital at the moment. So, yeah, still working for the NHS. Still in pharmacy. Here we go. Look at that. That's actually too big. That's kind of that's a big stash, isn't it? So, yeah. So, got my lovely Poirot's and Miss Marple at the bottom. And then quite a good selection to read. And then my 2 Patricia Wentworths. On my way home from work today, I actually was listening to more of The Silent Pool. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's nice, actually. I either listen to piano music or like classic FM or something like that. But if I get into an audiobook, I enjoy it on the way home. I find it very peaceful. So, yeah. Thank you, Booktube, for all your love, for all your comments, for anybody that's managed to get to this point and has seen the post-work, Louise. You're welcome. And, yeah, hope you have a good day. And, yeah, I'll catch you again. This has been a lovely, Booktube. Let's do it again. Bye.